Hey guys, today I'm here with a review of The Revenant by Michael Punk. Now, I don't actually have a whole lot to say about this book, so it'll probably be a relatively short review, but I wanted to give it its own distinct review because although the film version has done phenomenally well, obviously, I haven't actually heard a whole lot about the book that inspired the film. If you're watching this video, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have access to other kinds of media and therefore have been exposed to the plot of The Revenant, the movie, so I will just go ahead and simplify it for myself and read you guys the back cover. The year is 1823 and the trappers of the Rocky Mountain Fur Company live a brutal frontier life. Hugh Glass is among the company's finest men, an experienced frontiersman and an expert tracker. But when a scouting mission puts him face to face with a grizzly bear, he is viciously mauled and not expected to survive. 2 company men are dispatched to stay behind and tend to Glass before he dies. When the men rob and abandon him instead, Glass is driven to survive by one desire: revenge. With shocking grit and determination, Glass sets out, crawling at first, across hundreds of miles of uncharted American frontier. Based on a true story, The Revenant is a remarkable tale of obsession, the human will stretched to its limits, and the lengths that one man will go to for retribution. I did see the film before I read the book, and I'm sure that colored my reading of it somewhat, but I will go ahead and just kind of talk about them in conjunction with each other because in my mind it's really hard to kind of separate them out, even though they are quite different. Although the story of The Revenant is relatively small in that it's just following one man's quest for revenge, the film feels very grandiose, and by that I mean it gives you these really grand panning, panoramic shots of the landscape. You really get to see where in relation to each other all of the humans are, and it feels very big and very bigger than one person. What I think the book does totally differently is that it's very much just focused in on the individual characters, and actually you get more of a multi-perspective experience in the book than you do in the film. Like I said, the film is only inspired by the book, so their plots are actually quite different. There are quite a few more characters in the book, and in the film, when there's a lot of time spent on Hugh Glass's half Native American son, he doesn't actually exist in the book. So if you're looking for an exact regurgitation of the film, this probably won't be the book for you. However, if you were looking for just a really epic story of human resilience and you like survival stories, this is definitely something you should pick up. Hugh Glass is a badass. There's no other way to put that. You almost get more of a sense of that in the book than you do in the film, because although you can see Leonardo DiCaprio struggling through life as a very injured and sick Hugh Glass, in the book you get all these little details and interior thoughts that you can't get through film. So I don't know, for me it almost worked better in that sense. However, I did only end up giving this 3.5 stars, and I contribute that totally to the writing style. Michael Punk is actually the US ambassador to the World Trade Organization in Geneva, Switzerland, and he has written 2 other historical books. I'm not sure if they are works of historical fiction or if they are strict nonfiction, but I think that really comes across in his writing style. Because the movie was so beautifully shot and very atmospheric in feel, I was expecting this to be a little bit more literary, but actually it read a lot like a history book. Obviously this is a work of historical fiction, but it read very factual, and just the tone to it wasn't nearly as lyrical as I was really wanting from it. Like in the film, there's not a whole lot of dialogue going on, so mainly what you're reading is descriptions of Glass's physical well-being, of the scenery that he's in, of the actions he's forced to take, and I just think it would have worked better for me if it had been a little bit more literary, a little bit more lyrical, and not quite so dry. It was hard to feel like I was completely engaged because it felt very factual at times. The other thing I would say is that for the amount of hardship Hugh Glass goes through and for the amount of resilience he displays, I thought the ending was very anticlimactic and unsatisfactory. Hugh Glass goes through so much crap and he is so determined to live to exact his revenge that I just thought the ending was so lackluster and really not what I was hoping for. It is a different ending than what you see in the film, so I'm not gonna obviously spoil that for anybody who wants to read this, but I will say that the ending of this book made me think that this is one of the rare cases where the film is actually better than the original book. So those are my thoughts on The Revenant by Michael Punk. Again, not my favorite book. Writing-wise, I just thought it really let the story down. But if you are interested in early American survival stories, if you're interested in the American frontier at all, you definitely need to check this out because it is just as gritty, if not more so, than the film. And if you haven't seen the film, go do so. Alright, so that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys have read The Revenant and you would like to share your thoughts, please let me know in the comments below. If you are interested in reading it, let me know that as well. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!